I'm on to stage 2 now, which runs from Nottingham to Knowsley Safari Park. 1,659 metres of climbing. This is the first hilly stage of the race. 177.8 kilometres long. We expect the riders to take about 4.5 hours. I'm 49 kilometres into the stage now and about to start the second KOM. KOM stands for King of the Mountains, and it's a competition designed to reward the best climber in the race. In a similar format to the Tour de France, points are on offer and various intermediate climbs along each stage. In general, the more severe the climb, the more points there are on offer. It's for this reason that it's generally a rider who managed to get himself into a few breakaways who will win this competition at the end of the race. And even if the breakaway on stage 1 fails to make it to the finish in front of the peloton, it still gives the riders in that breakaway a good opportunity to collect some King of the Mountains points, become the first wearer of the green and white jersey leading that competition. The speed of the riders over the top of these KOM points varies greatly depending on the situation, in particular the gradient. If you've got one of over 15% at the top, the riders will be doing probably less than 20 kilometres per hour. On the other hand, it's like this one, it's only around about 5%. You've got a few riders sprinting for those points. You could see speeds over 40 kilometres per hour. There are 3 King of the Mountains points in the early part of today's stage as it crosses the Peak District. First comes at 26.2, the next at 49.4, and I'm on the third one now, which comes just after 62 kilometres. Having 3 climbs so close together will make the start of this stage particularly tough, and also give a great opportunity for any of the riders looking to try and take the King of the Mountains jersey to have a lot of points. Classification of the climbs in the Tour of Britain is determined simply by the overall severity and toughness of each one. Category 1 being awarded to the toughest climbs, Category 3 to the slightly easier ones. Back in the early days of the Tour de France, they actually decided these categories simply by which gear the cars had to go in order to get over the top. With all of the climbs on today's stage being Category 1, it's going to make for a tough day in the saddle. Back in 1984, the ex-Scottish pro Robert Miller won the King of the Mountains jersey en route to 4th place overall at the Tour de France. In fact, until last year, that was the only time that a rider had ever finished on the podium in Paris at the end of the Tour. This stage finishes in Knowsley Safari Park, the riders passing underneath the entrance archway, tackling 3 fast left-hand corners for that final long straight into the finish. If the bunch is together coming into the park, speeds will be nudging 60 kilometres per hour as lead-out trains try to place their sprinter in the best possible place for that final attack to the line. Finishing in a safari park should make for a really interesting stage.